Hello, my name is Cedric, and along with my beautiful wife, Connie, we'll be hosting my brand new podcast, That's What I Said. I'm a retired Navy veteran that suffers from PTSD and anxiety, and we'll discuss how I cope with the mental illness through comedy and discussion. It's a podcast that will talk about everything, from cryptocurrency to comedy. If we're worrying about the dollar going up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's still a dollar, guess what? The value of that means absolutely nothing. Cryptocurrency in itself is the future of money. From spirituality to cannabis. To have cannabis on the Schedule 1 list is bullshit. I'm sorry, it is. It makes absolutely no sense. If it's a seed that can be planted and it has healing properties in it, why the hell is it in Schedule 1? Last time I checked, cocaine don't have healing property in it. From interracial relationships, I don't have a problem with people talking about interracial relationships. People try to talk bad about my interracial relationship just to think that they can get under my skin. I mean, really, it don't bother me. I mean, let's not make, call a spade a spade. But if you have a problem with someone that's in love, it shouldn't matter the race of the person. It's mental illness in our community. The problem is people want to put labels on it. Everybody wants to put color on everything. And as soon as you put color on it, it gets treated differently. The money gets treated funny. Because if it's dealing with Asians, guess what? It's going to take a longer process unless those leaders step up and get into the president's face or U.S. leaders' face and say, this is a problem in our community. Not leaving one topic unturned. If you want to hear real, authentic conversation, interviews, and comedy, please take time to listen to That's What I Said, because I said what I said.
Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filter. Listen to That's What I Said. Available on your favorite podcast platform.
That's What He Said with Cedric D. Sanders.
100% real, raw, and uncut. Deadass.
Welcome to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric Sanders. Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filters. This broadcast starts now.
About a million, I keep it a trend, resilient, they energy off. My image is God reaching deep in the pot, I got features of people I lost. Yeah, R.I.P. on me, TT. The melanin on me, my cheekbone is native, the soil is my where I walk. Some demons on me, my nigga, go figure my inner, make enemy scoff. Admit it, your energy off. My frequency killer, you soft. I show people love, they act like they above it, but switch when they see me, I'm lost. I tell the truth when I talk. This wanna be me. I used to sleep in the car till my girl when it crashes in car. Now I got a crib down the street. Young niggas made it so far.
What's good? It's Tuesday. You already know what time it is. Hey, what's up, babe?
What's good, what's good, what's good? Thanks for tapping in and tuning in with us. We are live from Studio B, as always. And tonight's episode, I think, is going to be epic and one for the books.
I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think it's I think it's something that was, I mean, it's been in the making for a while.
Right.
We've had discussions offline about it, and I know a lot of people were probably like, okay, what are you talking about? Like,
read the description and jump in a chat. Let's go.
I mean, literally, it's more so a point of view, I think, from someone that has a little bit more knowledge than I shall say I have.
Yeah, because he's been rocking that stuff for a minute.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, but I think from the first time, like, we had conversation with him.
Well, our first interaction was when I was first doing lives on Facebook.
Yeah.
And we kind of bonded then, and then had further conversation, and then conversations that led more so in that financially we were both
on the same page,
same page, you know,
Exactly.
and you know, a lot of things that he knew, he was kind of teaching me,
right?
Because in a sense, I knew about it, but never really educated myself. I guess it was more so I knew it because of conversation, you know. If you know something through conversation, that'll just get you through the conversation, and that's it. And I think that's where, you know, I was at. So I think it was weird because for me at the time, I wasn't looking, I think, to collaborate. I think I was more so wanting to have a conversation.
Right.
And
learn the knowledge that the individual is offering.
Well, yeah, that, I mean, especially that. I mean, but I think too, for me, just personally, it was kind of a quest, because at the same time, you know, you really want to be able to have that conversation comfortably with someone that understands what you're talking about and not going to question you. And it's beneficial, not just in the conversation, but just in the direction of how things should go fluently, learning from someone and actually being able to apply it.
Yes.
And then have this person know that you're applying it, because now you're in a totally different facet of that. And it's like, oh, you know this. Okay, but I'm getting in with these because I do this and blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, they good. But you're going to hold them for a long time before they go up. I'm doing these because the gains you can get understanding narratives is completely different when it comes to cryptocurrency. Like it's a different type of understanding. It's a different type of frequency, and it's a different type of conversation, because I don't care who you are, how you were raised. There's always an exception. Some people have a faith, you know, some people are religious. Some people are not religious. They just have a spirituality about the whole situation. And it's more of, don't bother me, I won't bother you. Because I'm not going to push my stuff on you.
Right.
Please don't push yours on me. And I think that's kind of how the surplus of division has continued, because it's the lack of education, and you're too busy trying to divide and say this is better than what you got. So I'm not saying that all division starts with religion. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it as an example, how some people may have experienced or may not have. They may not have experienced it. They're like, you don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
But the reality is that you can accept somebody for who they are and where they are in life. Why do they have to be cross-recruited into the same vibe that you're doing?
True. Because not everybody wants to be in that same boat. Like, they may want to row maybe alongside of you,
right,
doing something else, but they're not trying to be in the same boat as you.
I think it's that. I think it's, I'm going to be honest, I think some of it could be jealousy. Because some people's accomplishments religiously in the church, or whatever you want to say, has elevated how they see things within whatever religious faction it is, whatever religion it is. You know what I'm saying? You've excelled at that because, you know, you understand it. I'll say that.
Right.
Now, someone that's not in that, regardless if it's a religion or not, I'm just, like I said, let's not pick it as the forefront of the conversation. Let's say that is an example. Because if you're already divided, already in that, how are you going to come together when it comes to money? But everything else ain't ain't together like butt cheeks. It's not just not meeting in the middle. You just.
Yeah.
Why? Why does it always have to be that? But you know what I'm saying? It's like you could be really good with money, but then it's that backyard that you don't want nobody ever to go in.
Right.
Because it's dusty and ain't got no grass.
And it got mounds of dog shit everywhere.
Yeah. It's got dog chains with no dogs on them. It's like, what is back here?
You don't want to know.
What are you doing?
Get out.
Are you fighting raccoons? Is that the new thing? Is that what we're doing now? I don't get it. Never mind. But I just think it's fluid on how we're already divided on certain things. Yet, when you try to have a conversation to educate people so that they can have a better financial mind, especially the way cryptocurrency is going around like it is, and it's how heavily now it's talked about.
I was just about to say,
we were at the VFW a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I just happened to, it was actually about a month ago when I noticed it. But they have by the time we get there, it's the CNBC or MSNBC?
Oh, yeah.
One of the two.
Uh-huh.
So they have a show where they talk about the stocks, and they have different people from different companies come in and talk, and they talking about how, this, that, and the third is moving, whatever. And I just happened to take a glance up there, and they were talking about Bitcoin. And I was like, babe, look, what? They didn't made it on popular news channels where now they're tracking it with the stock exchange and then having a conversation on it, talking about if it's a bull or a bear market. Are you kidding me right now?
Right. And mind you, this is at like 5:30 in the evening.
But it's a scam. Oh, trust me.
Oh.
Trust me, I lost 2 Solana because I wasn't careful today. And you can check the market to see what 1 Solana is. I could do that for you right now. 1 Solana is $191 right now.
Wow.
I lost 2 of them. Thinking I was going to be, doing what I wanted to do. And I thought, not thinking. It's like I have all these thoughts going around, but I don't do it for myself. And then as soon as I seen it go, as quick as it did, I was like, you didn't check to see if it was in the top 100, did you? You didn't check to see what its starting liquidity was. I didn't do none of this shit. I didn't even see how many people was buying it. I was just like, oh, it's fresh hot in the market. Let me do it. Rug pull. So yeah, they got, some coin, $380.
That's terrible.
That I made back already.
But that also goes to show how vested you as an individual need to be monitoring your own assets and where you have your investments at. And if you see a dip, you're automatically opening, checking, seeing what's going on, trying to make sure you're not losing out of your investment. I mean, it's okay to lose some,
but you can't worry yourself like that in an investment. Investment, see, this is the thing. I can say this now because I know I would have not said this 5-10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I probably about 10 years ago. And I'm say this. You want to be able to know what your money is doing, that you have control over. You have absolute control if you trade or become a consumer of cryptocurrency.
Right.
Now, excuse me. Now, what I will say is this. If you're already impatient or you have this assumption because other people are making money and elevating and learning new things and doing all these different things. And it's like, you want to know what they know so that you could be like that. But are you patient enough to actually learn all of that and be patient enough to understand that this is a change? Because anytime, I put it like this, it's financial literacy like 101. You got to understand what money is and really what it's really here for. Fiat currency, the paper money that we have, that's a control method. It's a control method because they're going to tell you what the value of it is. This is what it represents. There's so much like they're against with cryptocurrency, not because of how much money you can make. It's because it's peer to peer. You're not having to go through a broker or some type of financial interest or management company when it comes to finances. When you put your investments in, you have to talk to somebody to go through somebody. What do you think? I talked about this before. What do you think your debit card is? It's the access. It's the key code,
right,
to enter the building.
Mm-hmm.
So you can access your money and do what you want to do. And guess what? There's limits to it.
Oh, absolutely.
There's limits to it. And guess what? There's limits in cryptocurrency. Not how much you make, but how much you can withdraw, how much you can deposit. Mm-hmm. How much you can, transfer, send between. It's like there's certain limits, and you got to understand what those limits are. However, when it comes to swaps,
yeah,
when you start swapping cryptocurrency, you trying to make a move or something? Mm-hmm. You trying to send some money to the bank, huh? Oh, okay. I like those days.
Damn.
I like those days. I already got an investment and already got some staked, earning the APR, and I'm possibly going to qualify for airdrop within that same ecosystem. If it's a meme coin and it's on one of these, top 5 or top 10 cryptocurrencies right now, do you know what that coin is going to do and how much profit it is just by you getting airdrop that coin? Depending on how much interaction you had on their protocols or whatever the case may be, there's so many things that you can do with your money in cryptocurrency that you can't do when you give it to the bank.
That's true.
That's all I'm saying.
That's true. Because there's really nothing much that you can do once you put your money in the bank. I mean, you can move it from your checking to your savings.
That's about it.
Or if you have enough, you could put it in a money market or a CD. But guess what? You have to let that stuff sit for 6 months to a year, and then you don't really get much back. Uh-oh.
You're right.
Uh-oh.
So as I'm good.
Andre, how are you?
So let me introduce my brother. So he texts me, and I've been rambling off at the mouth, and he's probably just been listening, gritting his teeth, because I know he's ready to. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So without further ado, y'all, I told you I was going to bring a guest. The topic tonight is let's talk about financial literacy. And if I'm going to have a conversation to talk about financial literacy in any capacity, I have to have my brother Andre Little on. And if you're not following him today, you need to start following him. His name is in the title of the podcast, and then when we're done, I'm gonna make sure that it's tagged so he'll be able to reap some of the benefits of the podcast audience, but not just that, but get viewership from my side of the fence on Facebook, because my side of the fence don't look like his side of the fence, and his side don't look like mine. And being that we have a conversation about something we're passionate about is not just educating our people, but educating our people the right way, not our way, just the right way. And then the ways that we have understood how the market is going and how you can take advantage of that market before the system changes. And I'm not going to get into details about what you're talking about. The system's going to change. Yeah. Okay. But, like I said, without further ado, my brother, Andre Little. What's good, my brother? I'm good. I'm good, brother. And Connie's here too. She just being quiet for whatever reason.
I am wonderful. It is good to see your face on the screen. I know you cannot see me, but I'm here. I'm here.
So I was gonna ask this question before me and Connie kind of started going into a conversation that I was gonna have anyway. But my question is, and I know the answer to it, but I have to preface it this way because it's, my podcast. But but I'll say this: how hard is it to develop a patience to want to teach people, yet the law averages, you may have 10 people in there, but maybe only 2 will actually listen to you and apply it. Well, you'll have maybe 2 other people that are on layaway. They say they're going to, but they just ain't got the money right now. They're just going to set it up. And then you just have the other 6 people that's just not going to do it because they just won't change. How have you navigated through that type of patience going through your financial literacy that you've been doing? Oh, did I lose him? I think I lost him.
We did.
He's frozen. Okay, so I'm going to come back to that question because this man has patience.
A great deal of it.
I think a lot of people don't understand that when you are providing financial literacy and you're trying to teach people and you're trying to educate them, it's not just patience that gets you through it. It's the confidence that you're going to get at least one.
Right.
I mean,
and it doesn't matter which one it is.
Right.
As long as you've got one.
Right. And as long as you can get that one, I think that's I wouldn't say it's the end goal. It's just.
No, that's the start.
It's the start. Exactly.
The start.
You can't have expectations.
The line is there, and that's the start, and you're ready to go. And once that individual, gets the knowledge or whatever, they can then bring more people in to listen to what they just heard.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it's all word of mouth of just having a conversation about how you can change your life.
Right.
And then it spirals down to changing your children's lives and their children and so on and so forth.
Right. And going back to the question, I don't know what happened. Technology is just not agreeing with us tonight. But what I was going to ask you, Andre, is the patience. Like, how did you develop that patience to continue to want to not just teach financial literacy, but teach it the way that we should have been taught and the ways you can apply it that makes sense in this financial market? How did you develop that patience? Right. Mm-hmm. You cutting out again. Right. Yeah, I can hear you. I can. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm having some technical difficulties. I don't know why. I really don't. It's just acting up really, really bad. So I may not have a guest tonight because I don't know what's going on with the internet. It's been acting funky, and it just like kicked me off of streaming for like about 3 seconds. So I apologize for these technical difficulties, y'all. I can't blame anything but technology because that's what it is. Again, going forward, I think patience in itself, I think it's like he said, you know, you have to have something that's on muscle memory. You have to have something that is already just innately going to happen. Because patient people don't jump to conclusions. They're just patient enough to just do what needs to be done without judgment.
Right.
Because if you have judgment, then why really you're reacting emotionally and instead of just being patient. And a lot of times when it comes to especially finances, it doesn't matter what you invest in. Patience is something that you have to have.
True.
Nothing in the financial market is a get rich quick scheme. Some people may have mastered the idea of being able to make $3,000 or $4,000 a day, or $500 a day, or $200 a day, or $10,000 a day. Regardless of what it is, there's people out there that make higher amounts than that just by trading, just by doing financial things, doing anything that has to deal with money. A lot of people are trading options on the stock market. People are doing longs and shorts on cryptocurrency.
Right.
It's just people are staking, qualifying for airdrops that are worth like goes 10, 100x, and all they did was stake what they already invested in into a protocol so that it's not only, you know, having an APR and making money, but it's producing for the ecosystem so that it's going to reward you. Oh, you have this much cryptocurrency. Here's some reward points. These reward points equal airdrop. And based on your position, this is how much of an airdrop you're going to get. They won't tell you this until later. You'll know it's an airdrop, but you won't know how much you're going to get and how you got that amount. You're just going to be like, oh, shit.
Wow.
And for me, I'm just like, I'm not baby legs in here. I'm more of like closely getting ready to get into the middle, because I've taken enough chances on one thing to be an expert at something else. And then when you realize that you can be an expert in that particular thing, you not only want to just continue to make it happen and not just make it happen, but share it with other people so that they can be successful. I think that's the key thing with anything when it comes to anything financial, is understanding money and how can you put it back into something that's going to have, you know, multiply more money. It's like you gotta, right. And I had this analogy a long time ago, and it's really, you're pimping your money out. You have to be able to control the atmosphere of where your money goes, how long it stays there, and when to, you know, take it back. If you get profits off of it, even better. How much are you going to leave in that situation to make you more money? You know, or are you going to take all of it and put it into something else that you think is going to do that and more than what you already received. It's like you have to be able to make certain moves because you're the bank. The bank is mm-hmm. Yep. Man. Wow. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Absolutely. Right. It just ain't gonna happen. It's not. No, it's. I don't think that's ever gonna happen. And you're absolutely right. And I think people don't understand that because of the way they were conditioned to go to work, pay bills, go to work, pay bills. It was never right. It was never go to work, you know, put your money to work, pay your responsibilities, of course, but put enough up to where you can put that money to work, get your necessities and everything, but don't live without, beyond your means. And that's hard to get people to understand that, I think, because of just how society is and just how money works and rotates. They've been, conditioned to do it that way. Yeah. Right. Mm. Mm. Right. 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 Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. 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 Man.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. Mm. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm. Right.
Mm.
Mm.
I started paying attention and doing the research, doing the numbers. Once I did the numbers, I was like, holy crap. It started at how much?
Right.
And that's when the light went off. So guess what I did, Ced?
Mm.
I had the most valuable thing that I owned, the most precious thing to me outside of my family was a 1956 Volkswagen Bug that I had built when I was a teenager. When my mother passed and left us almost $500,000, my dream was to have a punch buggy, like a real decked out punch buggy.
Oh yeah.
That's what I did. I had a 56 Bug with a Porsche transmission, Porsche engine, four-wheel disc brake.
Right. Not at all. Wow.
Wow.
Man. Oh. Oh yeah. Right. Right. I remember that. I remember that. Mm-hmm. Mm. Right, right. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense because I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't know what a bear market was until literally. And it was when Dogecoin hit an all-time high over 70 cents. And I thought I was the man because I was pushing this coin when it was a dime. And I heard about it before, but I could never buy it. I didn't know how to buy it. So I was like, okay, hold on. I know I can do this. So for 3 days, all I did was study crypto, understand Dogecoin, where I could buy it. Why is it like this? What market is this? What hard and soft wallets was. So I was educating myself in 3 days. So fast forward. When Dogecoin hit an all-time high, something in me said sell half, and I did. I moved it to another exchange, and it sat there. I actually moved it USDC, and it sat there. Built the APR, didn't touch it. I forgot about it. Fast forward to 5 months ago. So 5 months ago, I had been doing nothing but studying airdrops 4 months prior to that. And I said, okay, I'm going to start talking about it now because I understand why now there are airdrops and where they come from. Now I understand these different narratives like AI, blah, 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 and cryptocurrency. But then I said, is the stock market like that? Yes. So I was like, what is the big deal with people calling this a scam? That was like my biggest headache. I was trying to figure that piece out. Why? Right. Terrorists, yep. Right. With Bitcoin. Yeah. I think that was in Florida. Right. Yep. Right. What's that? Mm-hmm. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Right. Right. You're right. Absolutely. Abs- Absolutely. Right. Right. Absolutely. And you know what? It's funny. And I was telling Connie this before. I said, this is probably the most anticipated podcast because we've had conversations before, but not like this. It was more so like talking about, gold or just talking about entrepreneurship, whatever the case may be. It was never on a level of something that we both have always kind of, I wouldn't necessarily say had an interest in, but we grew to have that interest. And my path is no different than yours. I think the only difference is like, when you ignore it and life be life and you don't, go back into it until the next new news comes out and now you're FOMOing into it. You're not paying attention to technical analysis or anything else like that. You're just like, I'm trying to get rich. And, oh, I forgot I got this wallet. And then you realize you really ain't got no money in there because you ain't been paying attention to it. So it's like playing catch up. And that's where I found myself. And then like I was telling Connie, I was like, I got to stop playing catch up. I have to actually dollar cost average and not put my money everywhere. And I think that's the biggest mistake that people do when they get into cryptocurrency is trying to put their money everywhere. Right. I'm in it. Mm-mm. He gonna come back, y'all. It's technology.
Man, just when he was getting like he was on fire with a message.
Absolutely, Pastor Bess. Appreciate you.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. I appreciate you. But I will say this. Being able to be a part of something that is growing as we speak.
Right.
Like literally, it is gradually becoming a bigger thing. If they're talking about it on the news, more people are talking about it to where they want to educate you, but at the same time, they want you to know how to do it yourself and just be patient with it, especially if it's an investment that you want to try to, I wouldn't say monopolize, but have better control over. You don't have control over a lot of investments.
Right.
Unless you, restart them somehow. Excuse me. But a lot of people don't even do that.
Right. And if it's something that you have your money in and you want to see it multiply, make sure you know which thing to put it in to have your money do that for you.
Well, absolutely. And that's why I always say do your own research.
Absolutely.
It's one of those.
Have to.
It's one of those things where I think, if you can't do your own research, it's definitely going to it's going to interfere with you actually having positive gains, because you're going to be what they say. You hear me say FOMO, or a lot of people say FOMO, but it's fear of missing out. Just like he was saying before, I was just like him. I was chasing candles.
Right.
If something was going up, and I would have notifications on, if something would go up 10%, notify me. Yeah. You know how often cryptocurrency, a coin can go up 10% and it was just in a down market or a correction phase?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, if there's a good market, especially this bull market we're in, and everybody wants to say it's not a bull market. I was like, okay, it's the second coming. And y'all know what happens after that.
Right.
Y'all know what happens after that. It's like Bitcoin was teasing 71,000.
Yeah.
Let me go to my wallet real quick. Give a somewhat of a estimation. 70,000. It just went down to about 70,000. So it's anywhere between 70,500 or 70,800. So it's doing some correcting, but we also know that the Bitcoin halving is coming up, where the miners want Bitcoin to go higher, because it's going to take longer for them to process those transactions, and they would at least got to get a reward for it. It's like half the bonus. So the higher it goes up, then it's almost like they're not losing money, because if Bitcoin goes up to 100,000, then they're going to be like, okay, we good.
Yeah.
We are going to get some rewards from this, opposed to it being, none at all. And you're figuring out how you're going to upgrade your GPUs and all this other kind of mess so that you can, no, we ain't got to do all that.
Mm-hmm.
We don't, because guess what? They're gonna have cryptocurrency that's doing it.
Right.
No, it's already being talked about. Like, I've listened. It's that evolution is already gonna happen. You can't stop it from happening.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Andre, we talk about precious metals, cryptocurrency, things, money. That's what money is. Gold, silver, all that stuff's been around before we were even here.
Right.
Like, literally. I remember when we were part of this other company, And I used to listen to Andre talk.
Yes.
Because he used to do a lot of lives. And, and he would say that gold is like one of the oldest currencies out here. And people don't even try and get it. Oh, no worries, brother. It's I don't know. It's weird because you try to understand how people don't understand something that you get, but at the same time, it's not that you want them to understand it. It's like, I don't want you to be the slave to this programming that they put you in.
Yeah.
I really want you to listen to this and say, look, this is currency. This is true currency. This is a situation that you can actually be able to touch and feel and manipulate and put it in whatever situations you needed to for it to make money for you. But that was your job with money to begin with, that they didn't want to teach you.
I was just about to say, and the funny thing is that I don't never, as a kid growing up, ever remember any of my family members, my grandparents or my parents or anybody speak on gold or silver or any of those types of things and saying, hey, you should purchase X, Y, and Z, or I've already done this for you. So it's a nest egg gonna build till you reach whatever age and you decide you want to cash it out.
But hear me out though. Even the people, when they get to that status in life, that was their aha moment to say, okay, I need to educate myself on this on the low to understand it. And then we just had this small section in this book. I don't understand why it's so small. So maybe I could ask the teacher why it's so small, because they said I got this amount of gold and
right.
I'm looking at the markets and I'm like, okay, that's good. So how do I follow the market? Because I know that's not it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we don't have the forward thinking enough to even just say, hey, I need to figure this out.
Right.
We don't figure it out until we need it. That's the wrong time to figure it out because you already know it's spent.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I need a down payment for a house, man, and I ain't got all the bread.
So
and it's
the
like,
truth too.
Yeah, it's like, man, I need a down payment for the house and I ain't got all the bread. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yo, I got this whoop-de-whoop. Let me go check it out.
Right. I got this little something sitting over here.
And then you get it and you purchasing something that's probably a bad idea anyway.
Right. It's always
it lasts you 2 years before you actually wake up and become the man or woman enough to say, nope, this ain't it. Y'all got to go.
Right. I ain't doing this shit no more.
And everybody got to go. And then you realize how expensive it is. They just said this is how much the down payment was. They didn't tell you how much the mortgage was. They just said how much the down payment was.
Right.
And you went and sold an asset, appreciate an asset just to have some bum ass shit that wasn't going to apply to nothing. Absolutely nothing. And it's like you didn't have the right people around you to tell you. And just like Andre was saying, you didn't have the right people to tell you, hey, you need to put that in gold. Hey, you need to try to understand some cryptocurrency. And I'm not saying put all of it. Once you put like maybe an eighth of it in there.
And at the time,
a small amount, like a very small amount.
Your mindset wasn't right neither.
Exactly. So it's like when you get into this side of the railroad tracks, one of the things that you have to understand and learn is that there's a lot of things you're going to have to understand. Not only that you have to have patience with, but you got to have patience with all the other people around you. Because just because you know it, that doesn't mean everybody's going to know it. So you can't talk to them as if they're supposed to know it.
Right.
And that's where people get lost at, because then it's like, oh, you don't know about this? Everybody's trading on this one, blah, blah, blah. I ain't never heard of that shit. I ain't trading on that shit.
Yeah.
I don't care how much you got in there. And then I do my own research and find out that it is the on and popping thing. Then it's like, I got to do some apologies because I was wrong. And what you got? No, trust me, that conversation ain't gonna happen. It's not, because I didn't remember everything he said. I'm already doing research. Oh, it's only popping. I'm downloading, and I'm learning.
Right.
This is the next rotation. I got 5 rotations that I do every maybe 4 hours, if that. But I got notifications on my phone, so if something starts moving in a direction that I need to pay attention to, I get an alert for it. And I don't miss them. Because it's my money. But then again, when you have people that, for lack of better words, have an expectation that their money's supposed to make them this amount of money tomorrow, and what Andre was saying was the same thing I was going through when Bitcoin started dropping. I was like, y'all need to start selling because this shit ain't stopping, y'all. Look at Bitcoin. They didn't want to hear me. Some people heard, other people, not so much. And I think because of technical difficulties, I lost Andre. So I'm going to have to wrap this up tonight, y'all. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet. But I will make sure that we have this conversation that we need to have with my brother, Mr. Andre Little, because this is a much needed conversation. He does things up in New Jersey. Please follow my brother. He's the last one commented on the social media. If you're listening on YouTube, please go to my Facebook page to catch the comments and follow this gentleman. He is very, very knowledgeable in the way he goes in the direction of educating people to understand the truth about money and what they're doing and how it's maneuvers and things of that nature is something that you need to know, especially if you don't know. Right. And then understand that you can get into certain projects that you can control, getting into doing the trades, ending the trades, buying coins to invest in, just to hold them. It's so many different things. There's so many different things you can do with crypto. It's just ridiculous, and I ain't gonna get into it right now because we'd be on here for another hour and a half. So, anything for people before we get up out of here, babe?
The only thing I have for the people is invest in yourself. If you have a goal, work on achieving it. If you've achieved that goal, set another one, and don't stop. Rinse and repeat those. Do better for yourself and your family. That's what I got. Have a fabulous week. Peace.
All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. We up out of here. So, with that being said, it's been a joy. It's been a pleasure, as always, to be able to not only just talk about finances and things that I have a passion for, but it's really just the financial literacy piece. And as always, it's not financial advice. Please take this with a grain of salt because this is just my experience as well as my brother Andre Amir Little's experience. It's always been an experience, and we just want to teach our experiences to other people so they don't run through the roadblocks of trying to understand money. We out of here, y'all. Peace.
Car. Now I got a crib down the street. Young niggas made it so far. I never lose what I'm on. For now I'm cool being me. But I need you to match what I'm on. How you wanna play games when I won? I play with cash for the fun. Women looking at me, she think I'm needing her on. I'm doing me for me, hun. I never needed no one. I never bleed around sharks. They're saying you are what you eat, but she wanted me to be lunch. God body from the turf, my hair. Whoa.
Thanks for listening to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric Sanders. Make sure to like and subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode.
Bitch, what?